composition of function. Okay, so now here's the deal, and here's how they typically frame it. Here's how they typically frame it. They will say the function of f with g, the function of f with g. Note what I'm about to circle right now. The function of f with g is, here's how to write it. F, you write a small, very small circle. G, x. This is a small o, small o, small o like in orange. And that O is used to represent the width. I wish they were using W, but they use small o. And that means, what this thing means, another way of writing it would be the function of f and then gx inside it. So that means you are going to be given two functions. One function of f in terms of x, and another one function of g in terms of x. And then all you do is you take the g1 and substitute it to the f1. That's it. So now let's say it again in a different way. Another one. So this is very important. Here's another important one. Let me write it with a new distinct. The function of g with f is, okay, so you open a big parenthesis, g with small o, f, and then x. So what that means is use the value of f and substitute it into the value of g. So which is g, open a big parenthesis, f of x, and then close the parenthesis. Okay, so now let's use exactly the very thing we just did right here. Let's just use that as an example. I'm going to repeat the number we just used here so that you can understand that it means the same thing. So I'm going to use this one, the first one. I hope everybody can see me. I'm going to use the first one as f of x. And then I'll use the second one as g of x. Okay? So now, if you like, you can eliminate this y and x here. It's up to you. If you want, you can return it. If you want, you can just cross it out. So now, here's how they frame the question. Just take note of the f of x now and g of x, and then tell me when I ask you, because I'm going to scroll this thing up. So now I will say question. Okay, given that f of x is, give me the value of the f of x up there. Hello guys, I'm using just the same number, so it should be x minus 1. Given that f of x is x minus 1 and g of x is, what's the other expression?
It's x squared minus 2x plus 8.
Okay, thank you. So it's x squared minus what? 2x plus
8.
8. Okay, so now the question is, we are going to do both of them now. We are going to do this one and also this one. So choose the one you want.
The bottom one.
The bottom one is actually what we solved before. So let's do the first one. Let's do the first one. So in the first one, all you are doing is you are taking the whole of this value, all of them, and you are plugging it back into this, into wherever you see X. That's all you're doing. So if you're doing, I'm sorry, what did I say? The first one, I'm right. The first one, if we are doing solution, if we are doing F with G, which is the same thing as saying F and then take the function of G. All right. So all we are doing is we're taking the function of F of G of X and then putting it in that of X. So all we are doing would be, we are saying that, which is, you can write, which is saying we are taking all these and then putting it here. All of them. All of them. So we are taking all of them and putting it here. So, and that's going to give us x squared minus 2x plus 8. That's the whole of these. If you like, you put a parenthesis. If you don't like, you just put minus 1. It's up to you. Just say minus 1. All right. And that should give us what? When you simplify, x squared minus 2x plus 7. And you are done. F with G. F with G is equal to this. On the other hand, if we are doing G, which is the bottom line, the bottom one, if we are doing G with F, so that's going to be G F of X. And that means we are taking exactly all these. So I'm putting it wherever we have X here. So which is exactly what we did in the warm-up, which is x minus 1 whole squared minus 2 bracket x minus 1 plus 8. And then you make your simplification.
So it's just like an inverse?
I wouldn't really call it an inverse, because inverse usually means the opposite of something.
No, I'm talking about like you're substituting them the opposite way.
Yes.
Okay.
So now, so the point I'm making is, just read, or just take note of how they frame. Did they say F of G, or did they say G with, I'm sorry, did they say G with F, or did they say F with G? So how they frame this thing determines how you are going to make the substitution. Okay. So of course we have evaluated this thing before. If you want, we can do it all over again. You can have your negative 2x plus 2 plus 8, and then you are repeating x minus 1 whole squared. And x minus 1 whole squared, what does it give you? It gives us, we did it before, so let's just copy the number we did. Is this one, right?
X squared minus 2x plus 1.
Plus 1, yes. So x squared minus 2x plus 1, then minus 2x plus 2 plus 8 is 10. So let's just write 10. Okay. And then we finish up the computation, simplification. So that should give us x squared minus 4x. Then 1 plus 10 is 11, right? plus 11 plus 11. Okay. So one more thing. So in this type of question, they usually say evaluate the results when X is something. So let me add it, even though we have done it before. Let me add it again. The question could be evaluate the results when X is equal to, give me any number that we haven't used before.
9.
You just bring small numbers so that we can do it mentally.
2.
Oh, 5.
You can do 2, you can do 5, you can even do 0, you can do 4. It doesn't really matter. Let's do 5. Okay. So if X is 5, all we do is we fill in 5 here, and then we fill in 5 here. So for the first one, now you can do it. Do the first and the second one, and you have you can finish that in 2 minutes. Once you finish in 2 minutes, you take a break. Okay, and you take 5 minutes break. So 2 minutes would be 2:40, and then take 5 minutes break, which is 2:45. So we are coming back at 2:45.
Mr. Kibu,
Yes.
depending on how you substitute it, will you get a different answer?
You are likely going to get a different answer because it's not the same function. It can only be a coincidence if you get the same answer.
Okay.
Yes, so you are most likely going to get a different answer because it is absolutely a different function.
So
Okay.
we're solving for the one in the blue and the red, right? When X equals 5?
Yes, the one I pointed at, yes, when X is equal to 5. You are very likely 99% of the time get a different answer. It will only be a coincidence if the answer you got is the same. And that can happen if, for example, X is equal to probably 0 or something, I don't know. So here's how the question goes. Given that, so this is the task. Given that f of X is equal to 2x plus 1 and g of X is equal to x squared plus 2x. Okay, determine the following. You can say determine, find the following composition functions. Okay, so A is f with g of X, and B is g, I wish I could write W, g of f of X, and then C is evaluate the results when X is equal to -1. When X is equal to -1. That's it.